after winning the individual title in the 100 freestyle and spearheading relay championships in both the 200 and 400 free. The UIC record holder in the 50 freestyle, 19.97 seconds. Booher was also first team All-Horizon League selection in 2006. Down the stretch of his career, he won 28 consecutive races in the 50 freestyle. He captured the Horizon League's individual title in the event in 3 straight seasons, 2005, 2006, and 2007. Blake had the month of his life when he married his high school sweetheart, Becca, and competed in the Olympic trials, both in the same month. Blake is in sales, and he and Becca have also started their own entrepreneurial business. They live in the burbs with their large dogs, Jordan and Kayla. Presenting his award is former coach, Ina Perizanova. Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Booher.
Thank you very much. I can really say it's truly an honor to be out here today, and I feel privileged to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I really want to thank the coaching staff and the election committee for your vote of confidence. You know, it's something I've dreamed about ever since I was actually in swimming. And it's funny, I was asking Paul, 6 years ago as a senior, I said, what's this whole UIC Hall of Fame thing? Like, what's the qualifications for it? How do you get inducted? And he said basically it's reviewed by a board of members, and it's based on your accolades and your portfolio of highlights and accomplishments. And you have been alumni for 5 years. And at the time, I was thinking, 5 years? Like, seriously? Like, I want this next year. Come on. Like, I just won the Horizon Championships. Come on. By the way, I was never the most humble person in college, so bear with me here. But it's kind of funny because I'm looking back now, in 5 years, it's just gone by in the blink of an eye. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. When I was in school and I chat with classmates or family members and other people outside of the swimming program, people would ask me, what's your major? You go to UIC, what's your major? And I'd always tell people without skipping a beat, I'd be like, swimming. That was my major. Oh, and I also get a political science degree along with it, so that's what I did. But it was true. Swimming was my sport, it was my profession, and it was my life. And as great of a program as UIC is on the educational side of things, the greatest lessons I ever learned in life, I learned in the pool. And I learned it underneath the tutelage of my coaches, Ina and Paul. And with the unconditional love and support of my family who's sitting here today, I can't say how much I thank you for all your love and support and how much it means to me. And I couldn't have done without you. So here are some of the things I learned. I'll be real quick, okay? I learned the value of discipline through this program. Doing the things day in and day out that I didn't want to do because I knew that if I wanted to be great, I had to do the things that would produce good instead of just doing whatever felt good. I knew there would be a price to pay. I knew I was going to have to experience pain. I just had to know that it was either going to be the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And I knew the pain of regret would be so much worse on the back end than the pain of discipline up front. I learned the value of how to overcome fear. I had to realize that fear is nothing but a product of the thoughts that we create. It was a choice. And I'll give you an example. I was never more than 155 pounds throughout my swimming career. And I'm only 6 feet tall, okay? So you can imagine, like, I wasn't the biggest guy in the blocks. I wasn't the tallest guy. I've been looking at these guys like, oh my God, like, who are these freaks of nature, You think they're like almost genetically like enhanced or something, or like, where did their mom feed them since they were 2? And it'd been very easy to be crippled by fear or intimidated by them to fail my performance. But it all came down to the fact that I wanted the victories more than they did. I learned the value of goal setting and long-term mentality. Before coming to this program, I was just kind of going with the flow. I was in high school. I started swimming my freshman year of high school, and I just kind of went with it, and I found myself in college. But when I got here, I was kind of like a fire hose with no one behind the wheel, just like all over the place. And because of that, my work ethic and my emotional stability were always wavering. But it was when I got on the game plan with my coaches and I was actually sitting down and actually putting together what I want to accomplish. What do I think I'm capable of? And laying out the groundwork for what do I need to do to accomplish those goals. And that's what I learned through this program. I learned to create a vision for my future. I learned that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So what did I do every night before I went to bed? I took the last 30 minutes until I passed out. I would visualize my races of the upcoming weekend. I would actually visualize every single stroke, every single breath, every single flip turn, well before I ever touched the water. And in my head, I always won those races. So the reason I mention these things is because no matter what career I pursue or what venture I pursue down the road, or what areas of interest I have in 10 or 15 years, these principles will stick with me the rest of my life. They're going to help me excel and overcome any obstacle that may get in my path and avert any distraction that may face me. And because of that, I will forever be grateful to my coaches, to this program, and to this school. Thank you very much.
Our next induction.